Good evening, people. Good evening, people. I'm Darrell J. Bennett, Minister Darrell J. Bennett. I want to say shout out, of course, to my folks over here on YouTube, as well as those who are simulcasting us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as I believe on X. I want to talk today about something very important to me. Unfortunately, YouTube, you're not able to see the diagram, but everyone else is. I want to talk to you about diversifying your income. I want to talk to you about diversifying your income. I want to talk to you about diversifying your income. Let me start by saying this. The most important tip that I ever got in my journey to wealth building is that you cannot have just one stream of income. I would think that goes without saying in 2025, but still there's people who are not quite getting that. So my intention tonight is to introduce you to the myriad of ways that you can begin to think about monetizing your talents. This is something that I'm great at. I work with people on how to take a talent and monetize it, how to take a talent and turn it into multiple streams of income. I absolutely believe that everyone has many streams of income in them. Most just are untapped. I will not be long. I'm going to share with you 7 types of income. Now, I'm going to go through types, not streams necessarily, because there's a difference between types and streams. What do I mean? The very first type of income we're going to talk about is active income. That's trading time for money. Nothing wrong with that. That's what most people think of when they think of making money. All right, they're grinding it out at a job, even if it's a side hustle. They're still exchanging time for money. The reason why I talk types and not necessarily streams is because I was talking to a lady not long ago, and she says to me, Darrell, I have 21 streams of income. And as she begins to tell me all the different streams that she has, it really hit me. These are all active income. These are all one type, which means that they're kind of competing against one another. It sounds good to say I have 21 streams of income, but at no point are all 21 streams you are going to be flowing at once, because you have to exchange your time in order to receive. And it's only but so much time you have. So we're going to talk about 7 types of income tonight, and only one of them is trading your time for money. Okay, I need you to get that. All right, so let's go through the list. First, actually, let me make, for those of you that's on my Facebook, you could see it. Let me make my diagram a little bit bigger. We're talking 7 types of income. Why are we talking this? Let me tell you a little bit about my story. I wrote my very first book when I was 18 years old, and that was a game changer for me because I was still in college, and I didn't realize it then, but it wasn't just that I wrote a book, but I had become an author. Big distinction, big distinction. Because as an author, now you're thinking as a businessman, you're thinking about marketing, you're thinking about promoting, and now I have a residual stream of income, which was a game changer for me. It was a force multiplier to think, wait a minute, I can write one book and still be getting paid for it. So let me tell you about the 7 different types of income. And let me just tell you this. Every type of income that I'm going to share with you tonight is one that I have, 1, made money from, 2, am actively still making money from, and 3, am coaching people through the process of. So none of this is something that I watched and I'm telling you theoretically. This is what I know. All right, first type of income. Everybody's familiar with this. It's called active income. Doesn't take much explanation. Any type of income where you have to trade your time for money, that is called active income. If you're taking notes, write that down. That's active income. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. The only problem is if your income is tied to time, then you're capped automatically because you only have so much time. I need you to catch this. Wealthy people get this. All of my wealthy mentors, right? Rich dad, poor dad, all of the rich dads in my life taught me this. Darrell, you have to divorce your time from your income generation. Okay? If that's all you got for me tonight, then it was worth my time. You're welcome. You have to divorce your time or your money generation from time. Warren Buffett said anybody can make money when they're up. Can you make money when you're asleep? So that's active income. Anything. I don't care how many different types. I have someone that says, oh, I braid hair and I'm also, cook goodies and things and do catering on the side. And I'm able to, I do, what did she say? She does nails, pedicure. She's explaining all these things. There's nothing wrong with those. They're great. All of them requires her time. So it's all active. All right. That's only one of the 7 types we're going to talk about. Second type of income I want to tell you about, residual income. This is my favorite, one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites. Residual income is where you get paid continuously from one event. All right. I told you I wrote my first book at 18. I've written 10 books since then. Every book I'm getting paid for. Every book, every day, somebody around the world is buying a book. Why is that neat? Because I only had to write the book once. Okay? I have courses, probably 100 different courses all over the internet. I have probably 100 different courses on 6 different platforms, and they're being sold on 5 continents. Every single day, people are buying my courses. I only had to create the course once. Can I tell you something about wealthy people? We're thinking about creation. Wealth is a mindset. It's not a number in a bank account. Most people won't take the time to create a course for 3 hours or spend 5 hours to create a 1-hour course because they're not getting paid immediately. People like me think, hey, even if I only get $5 on that course a day, if I create 20 courses and that's being sold on 4 different platforms and I keep putting out courses every week, where am I in a year? Residual income. What have you done in the past that you're still getting paid for now? All right. Royalty income. Somebody listened to me said, well, wait a minute, Darrell, I thought residual and royalty were the same. Not when you're like me. No. I separate the difference between royalties that I get from my book. That's what I call residual income, and royalties I get from other people's book. That's what I call royalty income. I get paid for helping to produce other people's book. Remember I told y'all? Rihanna, when she sung the song Umbrella, Rihanna got paid to sing the song. The Dream, owned the song. So every time you heard it on a jingle, every time you heard it on a commercial, every time you heard it in a movie, every time you heard it anywhere and it was being monetized, unless Rihanna was singing, she didn't get paid, active income. But as long as it was being played, The Dream got a check. You see what I'm trying to get at with you? So there are people, of course, that come to me and say, can you help me put out my book? Can you help me create my course? Absolutely, I will. And I get percentage points for that. So now I pay people royalties because I created a publishing company at some point. By the way, shameless plug. You have an idea for a course? You have an idea for a book? Reach out to me. I'm going to make sure you take care of. All right. I don't like to just sign the front of the check. The back of the check. I want to sign the front. All right, so I went over active income, residual income, royalty income. Let me give you more. Relationship income. I love this. Somebody's like, wait a minute, Darrell, what is relationship income? Relationship income is when you make money just from your relationships. What does that look like? People will pay you for your relationships. What does that look like, Darrell? I'll tell you. How many times you get something in the mail that says, if you get this service and you refer somebody, we'll give you money. If you put this QR code somewhere and someone buys it, we'll give you money. If you refer us to your friend, you got a phone plan, you got something on your nails, you could have gotten a haircut. I mean, it's all types of, they're doing it across every industry. Whenever you get any type of advertisement or message that says they will pay you, a company will pay you to bring them business, I want you to think of Darrell J. Bennett. What I'm showing you is that they are using the power of your network to make money. So why aren't you using your network to make money? Huh? If they're going to pay you $50, I think that was what one of these companies, I was doing something recently. They said, if you get somebody to sign on, and I think it was only $200 sign on, you have to sign on, we'll give you 50. So if they're breaking you off 50, what is their profit margin? I'm trying to get you to understand. They're using your network. Why aren't you using yours? What does that look like? Because I do so much traveling, because I'm always in front of people, because I'm always talking to people, I'm inevitably finding myself hearing people who are selling things and hearing people who need to buy things. That's boats. That's technology. That's services for law or business. And all I have to do is put the buyer together with the seller. And if it goes through, I get paid a commission just for introducing people. So now it's paying me to go to the party. It's paying me to be on the yacht. It's paying me to go to the country. It's not just that I'm hamming up when I'm in these pictures. I'm listening to people. Somebody saw me about a few months ago. Oh, I see the things that you're doing. Do you know somebody that would like to buy my yacht? He sends me pictures of his yacht. Easy peasy. I'm in another country. I'm around some folks who are looking to buy one here in America. I made the connection. I don't ever have to see the yacht. I don't even have to meet the person that's selling the yacht. All I have to do is connect the two people. I get a check. Easy. Relationship income. You have to know where your relationships are and how to connect people. Now, tonight is not the night, but I'm going to teach you how to show how your skills, strengths, and passions intersect and how you find where you're most rich. Because some of you are just relationally rich and you don't use it. And I can show you how to use it. Relationship income. And this is the thing. Everybody wins. This isn't about competition. I don't believe in this sense of selling someone one thing to the detriment of someone else. Everybody wins. Everybody's happy. That gentleman that needed his yacht sold, he was happy to get the introduction. The person that wanted to buy a yacht was happy to buy the yacht. Everybody wins. And I was super happy to get the check. Relationship income. What's another one? Partnership income. That's monies that I've invested directly in people that I know, their companies, their enterprises, their idea, their project, and I get equity points. You should do the same. You have a friend in your family, they're asking you for money. Instead of it just being an outright, I'll give it to you or loan, think business-wise, especially if you're going to have to give it away anyway, right? Maybe think and say, you know what, let me get equity points. Let me get equity points. And look, if it was going to be a giveaway anyway and they never give you equity points, then you lost nothing. But if they actually honor their word, then you gain something, right? Invest in people's ideas, not in their need. That's a whole nother thing I don't even want to touch right now. Partnership income. You should be making money every single month from something you've invested in the past that is someone else's work. I'm trying to get you to see you can make money from other people's labors, ideas, and creativity. Do you notice the only one that's work in the work sense is that very first type that I showed you? Okay, so that's partnership income. Portfolio income, that's the sixth type of income. Portfolio, what is that, Darrell? That's money from your portfolio. That's money from money making money for you. That's spiritual. That's a spiritual truth. Jesus told the story about the master who told the guy with his one talent, you should have at least put it in the bank and I could have gotten interest. Your money should be making money for you. Well, you don't put the money in the bank now because they're not going to give you hardly nothing. So we need to start, not the traditional way, we need to start talking about CDs. We need to start talking about, what do you know about ETFs? We need to start talking about cryptocurrency. We need to start talking about the different ways that you can park your money so that way it's not losing it. You know Pablo Escobar, the story, had all the money, the rats were eating it. The rats are eating your money. What do I mean? $1 million today seated in a bank account 10 years from now, even if it's still $1 million, because of inflation, is worth much less. So you can't park your money in dollars. Your dollars have to be making dollars for you. That's another thing my rich dad taught me. Every rich dad in my life, every mentor, wealthy mentor that got me on the road to wealth and building generational wealth taught me that. Your money has to be making money for you. Middle class thinking is a thinking that says, I'm going to save my way to wealth. You're never going to save your way to wealth. You're never going to save your way to wealth. By the way, I never met anybody wealthy who had a rainy day fund. I'm just going to just throw that. None of them have an emergency fund. Not one. It's only people that's anticipating an emergency that have an emergency fund. Now, I know people who have travel funds. I know people that have funds for their children for go to college. I know people who set aside money for a trust. I know people who set aside money to invest in real estate, but I don't know any wealthy people that's, emergency fund. But I don't want to touch that. Is your money making money for you? Okay. One of the ways that I use light, low risk investment in cryptocurrency. That's not for everybody. You need to understand it. But you just see fluctuations, right? A fluctuation, $1,000 seated in a bank account over a year is maybe going to give you, I don't know, $4 maybe, $3, $1,000. $1,000 done right over last year, just last year alone, right? You take Bitcoin. Bitcoin was at 40,000 coming into the year, ended the year upwards of 90, right? That's double. Now that's an odd year, but I'm just giving you the point of you need to be thinking of how your money should be making money. Let me tell you how to get started right where you are. Somebody's listening and says, Darrell, I want to do this. Every dollar you get from this point on, 10% of it, you should be investing, period. Even if you don't know what to do with it, put 10% aside until you figure out what to do and invest it. You have to have money making money for you, okay? All right. Last type of income. I told you active. I told you residual. I told you royalty. I told you relationship. I told you partnership. I told you portfolio. Let me go through the list because I love talking about great ways to make money. Active income, trading time for money. Residual income, your creativity. You come up with something and you're getting paid over time from one event. Royalty income. You're getting paid from other people's assets. You're getting paid from other people's creativity. Relationship income. You're getting money from referrals. Partnership income. Fifth, you're getting money from partnerships that you've invested in and you have equity in their businesses, their projects. There's some sort of equity points in their structure. Point number 6, portfolio income, type 6. That is income that you are getting from actual money that's making money for you. Usually that's in the stock market or some type of asset that you have in commodities, right? By the way, when we start talking about royalty income or residual income, that could be your real estate, right? That could be there's a number of things that can go into that. Each of these types or a number of streams could come under it. Now, 7th type. This is absolutely my favorite type. This is the 7th type. All right. Now, before I give you this type, I'm going to tell you the spiritual thinking behind it. Everything that I tell you has a spiritual underpinning. The spiritual thinking is that there is a law that is higher than sowing and reaping. There's a law that's higher than sowing and reaping. Most people think sowing and reaping is the highest law, but it's not, because the word tells us that Adam was placed in a garden that God himself had planted. There is a scripture that says that you'll eat in vineyards that you did not plant, and you'll live in houses that you did not build. So what am I trying to say to you? The 7th type of income is the income that comes from that which you had nothing to do with other than the fact that you just received it. You didn't have to create anything except positivity, if that's, you didn't have to come up with an idea. You didn't have to trademark it. You didn't have to logo it. You didn't have to come up with a partnership. You didn't have to think about where to invest it. The money just came. This is called gift income. This is gift income. This is gift income. If you're serious, you should have an account that's set aside just for gifts. Just for gifts. People will see the good that you're doing and they want to put money in your hand. You should have a slot in your life open for gifts. Now, I want to bring this all to a full circle. How do you begin to diversify your income? I've told you the 7 types. The first step is for you to be aware of it. What you're aware of, you will increase. You will magnify. You will pull more into your energy grid. Be aware of it. 2, go to darrellbennett.com, okay? Because I'm going to help you get the blueprint where literally you can start writing out for yourself where your types are now and which streams align with which types. You need to have my blueprint. I have a blueprint that I look at every day for my own life, for my own businesses and portfolios and projects. And I'm looking at this every day. What are the types of income? What are the streams that align with those types, right? I might have 4 different active streams that are going on. How much money did I make from each stream and each type every month? I want you to get that scientific and maniacal about it, because you can't increase what you don't measure. But if you measure it, if you track it, we can start talking about growth and we can start talking about increase. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Last thing I want to leave you with, there's 2 types of work that you can do if you have a business. You can work on things that have to be done for the business, or you can work on growing the business. They both have to be done. The problem is, if you're not careful, when you're working a business, especially if you're the only one, you focus solely on what has to be done and you stop focusing on growth. I want you to think of yourself as a business. You are a business. You are a business. You are a business. It's not that the business itself is the business. You're the business, and what you call the business, the LLC, the 501c3, the S Corp, whatever else structure that comes out of it, that is itself the fruit of the real business, which is you. So if you think of yourself as a business, if you think of yourself as a business, if you think of yourself as a business, then you can start thinking differently about growth. Age is inevitable. Growth is intentional. I want to show you how to grow. I want to show you how to take 2025 and it not be like the year before. It's time to grow. It's time to diversify and grow. It's time to be fruitful and multiply. Ah! That just came out of me. Be fruitful and multiply. Now you get it. It wasn't just about having kids. It was about taking one thing and turning it into many. I'm trying to show you that. Take one idea and turn it into many streams. Take one idea and turn it into many ways of getting money. I'm trying to show you how to be fruitful with an idea, fruitful with a talent, and multiply it into multiple streams of income. Okay? Get connected with me. We have a lot that we're doing in 2025. There's a lot of things happening around growing your money and growing your mind. And lastly, I just want to show you this. You need to get this. You need to get Create Your Own Economy. It's one of my latest books. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me pull this down so you can see me in my full splendor. You need to see this. You need to see this because I wrote this with you in mind. I wrote this when I was trying to get you to understand that there's an easier way for you to take the talents that God has given you and monetize it, okay? So you go to darrellbennett.com, you're going to get more of what I've shared tonight, and you're going to get the blueprint. You're going to get the blueprint. You're going to get the blueprint because I'm walking you through the blueprint. I'm walking you through how, where you are, you can start to be more fruitful and you can multiply what God has given you. So you can live the life of freedom and abundance that you deserve. Abundance is your birthright. It's not just the bar. It is really your birthright. I want to show you how to access it. I love you. Stay connected with me. Stay blessed.